Sizzle stir and chop the fresh ingredients, love in the air. Nourish your body, feel so fine. Healthy living every time.
Welcome to Dancing in the Kitchen, a cooking show with a twist. I want to take this moment to thank you for following us on this journey as we learn how to produce a TV show. The response has been so incredible. The support we've received has been so encouraging. So thank you for following us and for liking and commenting and sharing our episodes. It really means a lot. And if you want to support the show even further, we would appreciate you joining us on Patreon, Dance and Dish on Patreon. You can sign up to be a member of the Dancing in the Kitchen fan club, and this really helps us be able to keep producing wonderful, important, valuable, and heartwarming, joyful content for you. We have big changes happening here. Dancing in the Kitchen is part of a network called I Have Today. This is a network that is dedicated to transformational television for women over 40. And the network is launching in a new way this coming year. So we are so excited. We're going to have so many changes happening. And part of that is that we're going to be restructuring the show a little bit and producing shorter episodes. And we're going to be having a part 1 and a part 2. This is part 1, and please stay tuned for the next episode where I will bring on our guest, Molly Berg, and she's going to be sharing with us really valuable information about Alzheimer's and dementia, and how we can help protect ourselves and our loved ones. We are shooting this episode in May, and it is Mental Health Awareness Month. Undoubtedly, mental health struggles and mood disorders have touched your life or someone you know. Life isn't always a picnic. Plus, there are features of our modern world that really undermine our ability to be resilient when faced with stress. But here is good news. With proper tools, knowledge, and resources, there is so much that we can do to support healthy brains and happy moods through dietary and lifestyle interventions. This topic is very close to my heart, and it has, in a sense, been a lifelong quest to understand how we can support ourselves and have happy, healthy moods so that we can do what we came here to do on this planet and really be here for one another and be our best. And there are so many ways to support mental health. Having dance in your life, having music, having community. Our psychology is linked to our physiology, and what we feed our bodies, literally and metaphorically, directly impacts how we experience and respond to the world. In fact, the primary raw materials for the synthesis of many neurotransmitters, which are the chemical messengers that regulate our moods, are nutrients, amino acids, vitamins, minerals, and other natural biochemicals that we obtain from food. Our food directly impacts our feelings. Serotonin, for example, the chemical messenger associated with feelings of happiness and well-being, is produced from the amino acid tryptophan, which is found in tofu, eggs, meats, dairy, nuts, seeds, and some legumes. In the next episode, we are going to show you an incredibly easy dessert that has tofu in it. So this is going to really help you feel happy and healthy. Tryptophan is in tofu, it's in cashews, walnuts, sunflower seeds, flax seeds, chickpeas, peanuts, These are all wonderful plant-based sources of tryptophan. You can also find it in chocolate, oats, dried dates, and bananas. These are all wonderful foods to include in your diet to help support your brain health. So many people do not get these nutrients in their bodies, making them more vulnerable to depression, anxiety, attention disorders, and other conditions. In fact, the high incidences of mental illness in the United States is believed to be at least partly attributed to poor nutrition. We are a very overfed and undernourished nation. No matter the issue that's affecting the brain and the nervous system, we can support ourselves through nutrition in the following ways. Number one, feed your microbiome. The gut is our second brain, and the communication going on between the brain and the gut is key to our overall health and deeply impacts our moods. You want to have healthy bacteria, helpful bacteria in the gut. Eat probiotics, eat prebiotics like onion and banana, which help support the healthy bacteria in the gut. And you want to make sure to have a wide variety of colorful fruits and vegetables. You want to try to get more fermented foods in your diet. Before modern technology of the refrigerator, we ate a lot of fermented foods. That's how our ancestors survived the winter. And our ancestors' gut microbiome was much different, much more healthier than ours. Now, not only do we not have fermented foods in our diet so much, but we have antibiotics and other assaults on our gut health that are part of our modern life. So get kimchi, tempeh, yogurt, kombucha, sauerkraut. These are all wonderful foods. Miso. Get all these in your diet. Try to get some fermented foods in your diet every day. They're really going to help you have bacterial allies in your gut that will protect you and help to foster a healthy mood. You also want to get your omega-3s. And people know about fish, but there are also some really great plant sources that you can get omega-3s from. Your dark leafy greens, your flax, your hemp seeds, your olive oil, your walnuts. Our diets are very heavily based on omega-6s because those are more shelf stable. So if we're eating a lot of processed foods from the store, we're not getting a lot of our omega-3s. You want to keep a lot of your omega-3s actually in the refrigerator because they will spoil quicker. Flax seeds, they're a wonderful source of omega-3s. I recommend getting them unground and then storing them in the fridge. But then you want to grind them before you eat them because they're so small that they'll go right through your system. So that's a little tip about flax seeds. Another really important thing to keep in mind for your brain is to balance your blood sugar. Having high blood sugar is inflammatory, and inflammation is a root cause for a lot of mental distress and challenges. You want to banish trans fats from your diet. They are chemically processed fats that make your brain hard, rigid, and slow. Get them out of your diet, super important. You want to eat antioxidant-rich foods, a lot of different colorful foods in your diet from plant sources to help fight free radical damage and deliver more oxygen through the brain through good blood flow. Make sure to get those minerals such as magnesium, zinc, chromium, selenium, potassium, and iron. These are really important for healthy brain communication. And before you reach out and go get supplements, consider all that you can get from eating a well-balanced and diverse diet. Get your mitochondrial nutrients that support your brain at the cellular level. These include vitamin E, CoQ10, vitamin C, zinc, magnesium, selenium, and alpha lipoic acid. A great source of zinc, pumpkin seeds. Vitamin B is probably one of the most important nutrients that you could be getting for your brain health. You also want to spice it up. Several spices are shown to decrease inflammation and preserve the brain's fatty acid integrity. Great herbs include garlic, ginger, onion, oregano, rosemary, thyme, turmeric, ginkgo, which improves blood flow to the brain. It's not hard to add a little sprinkle of this, a little sprinkle of that to your meals. Try to get 30 different plant foods in your diet every day, and that includes spices and herbs. There's so much, too, that we can do to support our brain through a healthy lifestyle. Exercise, sleep, love, learn, laugh, play. These all help us be happy. Don't forget to move your body and dance. Yes. Woohoo! And we want to reduce toxic overload. Toxins in the brain damages your brain cells. So find ways to reduce heavy metal and chemical exposure. If you want more tips on that, reach out to me and I would be happy to share something very important, and that is cookware. We get a lot of heavy metals from our cookware, and there's a lot of research that shows a correlation between aluminum and dementia and Alzheimer's. So take a look at things like your cookware and other sources that you might be getting heavy metals, because our bodies are overtaxed and overburdened in our modern society, so we want to reduce exposure as much as possible. So these are some wonderful foods to support your brain health. You have your omega-3s, chia seeds. I love chia seeds. They're an easy way to have a nutritious snack, and you can make it a dessert very easily. Soak your chia seeds in water or maybe some nut milk or coconut milk. Add a little sweetener, some fruit, and you feel nourished, you feel satiated, you're getting your omega-3s. It's going to make you happy, and then you might be satisfying that sweet craving. Spinach. Spinach supports dopamine and serotonin production in the brain. Have spinach, and make sure to always have organic spinach because it is one of those foods that is sprayed with a lot of pesticides. Avocados are loaded with B's and healthy fats, and they really help support neurotransmitter function. Green tea contains L-theanine, which promotes relaxation and mental clarity without the caffeine jitters. Sweet potato, high in fiber and complex carbs. Sweet potatoes help to stabilize your blood sugar and mood. Make sure to get a lot of fiber in your diet. There's one more thing I want to say: magnesium. Most of us are deficient in magnesium, and that is something you may want to supplement. Magnesium calms the nervous system and reduces anxiety. You can get magnesium from almonds, dark leafy greens, and chocolate. I'm going to be showing you a wonderful dessert in part 2 that includes chocolate and tofu. So stay tuned. Make sure to watch the next episode. And now, I'm going to put together a quick and easy brain-happy salad that will help stimulate all those feel-good chemicals in the brain and neurotransmitters. So here we go. It's super easy. There we go. We have our spinach. Oh, so here's our avocado. Yum. We're adding strawberries. We're going to add some walnuts. And for extra flavor, you can toast your nuts. Some pumpkin seeds. And then if you have some blueberries, I really recommend adding blueberries. Anthocyanins, which are in purple foods, are really, really good for your brain health. So get some purple foods in there. Blueberries are a great one. I recommend wild blueberries if you can find them fresh. That's great. You can add them to a salad, but you can also get them frozen in the frozen food section at your store. And then add some olive oil. And some vinegar. Balsamic vinegar is really nice. I have apple cider vinegar here with me today, and that is really good for digestion and for your gut health. So that's always a good idea. And then I'm going to cut up some figs. If you have fresh figs, I love fresh figs. But today we have some dried figs. There we go. And what else I might add to this would be some tofu, or you could add another protein source. If you do meat or dairy or eggs, that would be a lovely thing. Or beans, chickpeas. I always have canned chickpeas on hand to add to really anything. So there you go, a very beautiful, healthy, easy salad to make your brain happy. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Dancing in the Kitchen. Stay tuned for the second half, where we will interview Molly Berg, who's going to share with us some really important information about how to protect ourselves and our loved ones from Alzheimer's and dementia.
Healthy living made easy. We cook it up and keep it breezy. From your kitchen to your plate, good vibes get away. Healthy living made easy. Taste the joy, it's all so cheap.